my darlings. Welcome. Welcome in. Welcome back. Welcome for the first time. If you are new to the channel, I am Samantha. I remembered to say that up front today. Either way, new to the channel or coming back, take a deep, deep breath with me. And release. And just close the door to the outside world. Close the door to whatever your night brought, whatever your day brought, whatever's going on in your world. Just take a minute, close that door, and let's spend the next 20 minutes or so with the cards and with spirit and see what we end up talking about. I'm doing things a little bit differently. I am going to do a traditional reading in a minute, but I really felt called to pull some other cards to start the conversation with. The cards I got were very interesting, and what I was chatting about with my guides right before I started the video too. So these are from the Enchanted Map deck. This is from the Energy deck, and this is the Affirmators Tarot. We've got Dry Desert, Indecision, Solitude, the Eight of Cups, and the Six of Wands. I'm not going to say that this is like who the reading is for. The reading might be more general than this, but this is a very specific message though. If you are feeling stuck at this stage of the game, particularly this woman here is at a crossroads. You can see there's, there's, the two different paths to go down here, and the tree is dead where she's at. It's winter. We've got some falling leaves on here, so it's fall, but it looks a little bit more wintry to me. There's a butterfly over here, which is transformation. I think that's another one over here. So it's like from where she's standing, both choices look equal. But what I feel when I look at this card is she's taken so long to make a decision that the tree has died. That's the energy I'm getting off this card in this moment. I feel like you're stuck in a dry desert with a dead tree. Normally this card talks about needing some solitude. I feel like this card might be saying you've maybe had too much solitude. You're spending too much time alone. And what I just heard one of my guides say is why? It's like your relationships or a relationship is sort of abandoning you or ignoring you, and that's how you've ended up spending all your time alone, because nobody's spending time with you. They've got excuses. That's just one little piece of the energy, but that was pretty strong on there. What is going on in your life? Cards, when you read 3 cards, it's usually the center card, this card, that card. I didn't really draw a crossing energy unless you call these that, but so the dry desert led to the indecision, the solitude led to the dry desert. So it sort of goes like that. This is a moment in time where we have all the planets going forward in astrology. Right now we're at a very powerful time. Mars and Venus, they're walking hand in hand with one another for, I think it's like a 2-week time period altogether. It might have been a little bit more than that. It might have been 3 weeks. They've been together for a little while. They conjunct around the 5th of March, I think it is. And they go, they're pretty conjunct. They're within a 2-degree orb for a long time, but they're pretty much conjunct the whole time. And they move from Capricorn to Aquarius together. Mars is, masculine energy. Venus is the feminine energy. It's like we've got, when you're talking about like a battery, a plus and a negative, we've got everything we need right now to get stuff done. So this is not the time to be sitting in indecision and in a dry desert. Your life doesn't need to look like this. Until the end of April, we have all planets moving forward, and this is the best time we're going to have this whole year to make moves. If you're waiting on someone or someone's people to join you before you move forward, look at that, because I don't think that you should be waiting for anybody. You're crossing this dry desert all by yourself, and there's no need for that. And our Eight of Cups down here, Eight of Cups is the card about walking away from something that's over. and into something better, into a bright light, into a new day, into something beautiful. And with the Six of Wands here with this, if you do this, you will have victory. The Six of Wands is our card of victory. Woo! So this is just a message for if you are stuck right now, especially if this indecision is being caused by, I think about marriages, but, I mean, my best friend and roommate, Amy, and I, we live our life like a married couple half the time. We have to partner together to make this life work. We have to make decisions together. I feel like you might be stuck here waiting for somebody else to make a decision with you, and I don't feel like that person's going to get on board right now. I just feel like this is the universe telling you it's all about you right now. You make your decisions for you and let the other people take care of themselves. You need to get out of this desert. You need to get past this dead tree into something much, much better. That's all I'm going to say about this. I'm actually going to put these cards away because I don't think these cards necessarily affect the reading I'm about to do. Guides just wanted me to talk to somebody about that. So that's what we did. Let me get these. While I'm putting these away, let me also just mention to those of you, my friends, that are loving the Disney stuff with me, I yesterday created a separate YouTube channel for Disney so that the spiritual channel and the Disney channel aren't kind of mushed together, because I know my Disney people don't really care for the spiritual, and I don't know how my spiritual people like Disney or not, but I've separated them. So if you're looking for the Disney content now, you'll find it at disneyheart.com. That'll take you right to the other YouTube channel. So you can go ahead and subscribe there. And I'm going to start putting up, I've got a ton of Disney video content just kind of sitting on my computer. So I'm going to start putting that up this week. I'm also going out to Disney. I've got Epcot reservations on Monday and Magic Kingdom on Thursday. I'm going to do a little park hopping, get some new videos. So if you're into Disney World, especially the way I tend to tell it. Yeah, check out disneyheart.com, which is the other YouTube channel. I think you can also find it on this channel in the About section. So that being said, got out our deck of cards. Oops, I'm going to give these a couple of shuffles. I'm going to change out this fabric because this fabric's a little bit lighter weight than the other ones I put up here, and I like the white because it's nice and clear, and I was trying to set up for spring, but it's a little bit thinner and it does some weird stuff with the cards. So I'm probably gonna be changing my setup a little bit later this afternoon. Also this week, I'm going to be putting up a lot of videos I've been recording for this channel, law of attraction videos, and astrology videos primarily. So if any of that interests you, keep your eye open for that, because that'll start going up on the channel this week as well. All right, let's go ahead and I hope you are having a wonderful, blessed, it's the weekend as I'm recording this, so I hope, kind of whatever you're doing today, this weekend, I hope you take some time to regenerate, to kind of put some love and peace into your life, take some deep breaths, that sort of thing. Oh, nurture yourself. Oh my God, that's so perfect. We got the Queen of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. The Queen of Pentacles is the nurturing queen. She takes care of her people, but you need to take care of you, especially given that earlier about not waiting for other people to make your decisions. Take care of yourself. For some reason, I'm drawn to my, these are emeralds I don't know if you can tell that they're heart-shaped inside there. This is a time for self-love. I believe the people that are coming to this channel right now, this is kind of what I'm aligned with. You have a great destiny within this shift, this planetary shift that we're in. This year is a big year for it because this is the first year that we're actually being able to move around in it. We can make some moves right now. Whereas before we've just sort of we needed to prepare and then we needed to kind of hold our ground while the earth shifted. So this is an exciting year in that respect. It's not, it's not over, and we all have destiny in it. So we've got to be nourished and ready to make our moves and to fulfill the destiny that we're here to fulfill. This card, This card is being fueled by the Tower. Perhaps that decision you make leads to a life-altering change away from... It's funny because we got the Five of Wands here. These cards are so pretty. The Five of Wands here, this is away from struggle and it's I can't help it. This card to me is you're winning the battles and losing the war. And yet right before that, you've got your beautiful Six of Wands coming back from what we did before, and bookended, our queens are bookending. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I will draw the sixth card, which is the Six of Swords, which is moving on to calmer waters. So yeah, this reading, we're going to be talking about transition. I don't think that there's any way around that, given not just that first segment, but we've got a Tower here and a Six of Swords, which is kind of a mini tower. This is moving on to calmer waters. This is radical change. The thing I always say about the Tower, it's like, this is a God card. It's major arcana. So their major arcana is all God. The thing about the Tower is, and I don't tend to do reversals because my guides want me to read the energy and not just, whether a card is upside down or upright. I take it into consideration, but then I turn it upright. This card was upright. And what that tells me is you still have agency in your Tower moment. When the card is reversed, it usually means the Tower is going to happen to you because you're not making that decision. You're standing at the dead tree. So, but given that there's Tower energy in this, that's something to just keep in mind. Also, it's like this particular Five of Wands with the coral on this reminds me of that dead tree. It's kind of a callback energetically to the dead tree. So what I'm seeing in here, given what we just, taking it from what we just were looking at and everything, again, decisions needing to be made, moving out of whatever you're in right now into something that's better for you. I know that we love the people that we're in relationships with, and we love, partners that we have, but sometimes relationships have to end and people need to move on. Sometimes jobs need to end and you need to move on. I'm not saying that this is a relationship. I haven't gotten any relationship specific cards. It was just something in that tree with the making a decision. It felt like you were waiting for a person. Or taking that same example, maybe you're waiting for your job to get better. Maybe you're waiting for some, I can see that, you're waiting for work to ease up so that you can do the thing you feel called to do. That's never a good choice. It's never going to lead you anywhere, but right back to your Tower here. All right, that's enough talking about all of that. Let's go ahead and give this another, let me slide these in kind of randomly here. And then I'll give this deck a couple more shuffles and we will draw as a reading. There's a lot of change in the environment right now too, because the sun just moved into Pisces. I think it was Friday, and so the planet energy has kind of moved from the collective energy, which is Aquarius, into a deeper spiritual understanding, which is Pisces. So that's going to be the theme for the next 30-ish days. And it's Pisces is interesting. It's quieter. It's it's the depth of the ocean. Maybe that's why I was drawn to these cards. There's a lot of fish in these cards. But the other thing to remember right now about the energy on the planet is that not only do we have the sun in Pisces, we also have Neptune, which has of course been there forever at this point. But we also have Jupiter making its little journey through Pisces. And what I think is interesting about the astrology this week, you have the sun in the first 10 decans, you've got the Jupiter in the second 10 decans, and you have Neptune in the third 10 decans. So it's all of Pisces is being represented in a big story this week. I kind of find that, I find that almost like a gift from God. There's a lot of good things this week in the energy. Oh my goodness, we have death on the bottom of the... All right, y'all. I'm not doing a big read from the bottom, but we do have death on the bottom of the card. So that's the overriding energy. Death is transformation, and we got our fishy lizard looking thingies back here. It's crossed by the 10 of Wands. This takes me back to that dead tree. There's a burden in your life. It is time to end it. Underneath that, you've got the Queen of Cups. I'm not reading from the bottom, but the Queen of Cups is there. The Queen of Cups is all the love. You know, I feel like there's a situation in your life that's withholding love, and not only withholding love from you. I mean, it could be a relationship that's withholding love, but is draining you. And that could be a job situation, you know, or a relationship or a hobby. I mean, I don't know, family situation, but there's something draining you. And my loves, it's time for transformation. Let's get our reading off the top and see where we go. Okay, that's the Five of Cups. And my guides actually did tell me to put it down upside down. So we will look at that in just a minute. We've got the Ace of Swords. The Queen of Swords. And I can't get the card that I want. Oh. Good grief. Oh, right. Yeah, there we go. Page of Cups. You move over there a little bit, Death. Page of Cups wanted to come out with the King of Pentacles, so there he sits. The Page and... oh, that's the Knight. That's not the King. So you've got a Page moving on to a Knight. I really love this card with the bees on it. The honeycomb. Again, that brings to mind nurturing to me. All right. Let me pull out a different deck. Let's do the little light seer deck to start clarifying. The Five of Cups, you know, it's... I think this card's particularly interesting. It's got little crickets on it. They sing in the night. And I feel like, you know, I don't know why. The energy off of this coming, and it's probably the crickets or the grasshoppers or whatever they are. It's like I feel like you need to be still and get in nature, and I feel like the messages are coming through at night. Pay attention to your dreams. That card in particular is really telling me it's like seriously chirping in my own ear. Pay attention to your dreams. Maybe keep a journal by your bedside, you know, and write down your dreams. I've actually been doing this thing at night the last month or so, where I turn on 432 music at night, and I purposely go into a manifestation meditation as I'm falling asleep. And anytime I wake up through the night, I write down any dreams that I had, whatever the thoughts on my mind when I first wake up are. And I mean, like, even if I just wake up to turn over, I'll take a minute and do that if there's anything there. And then I'll put myself right back to sleep with that same manifestation meditation. And it's very powerful and can help lead you away from indecision and being stuck. All right. I split the light seer deck open just to kind of, I think I was going to just shift card. I'm not even sure, but I opened the deck. The Five of Cups is here again. So the traditional, with the Lovers right below it, and the Four of Wands. Okay. Apparently we're doing a mini reading here. All right. This is the weirdest tarot reading I've ever done. This does not follow any rules of tarot. We're just going with it. All right. This is a mini reading for somebody out there, and this is absolutely relationship related. Five of Cups. Sorry. Pardon me. 3 cups down, 2 cups still standing. It usually means that you don't see what you still have because all you're looking at is what you lost. My guides just drew me back to that tree and the indecision. Your indecision, your stuckness may be that you're waiting for these 3 cups to fill up again, to come back again. That you can't move on because you feel like you've lost these 3 cups and you can't move on without them. I truly believe Spirit is trying to tell you today, you need to move on without them. These 2 cups is enough. It's what you have left. It's what you need. That's all you need. It's like the crossroads is 2 cups, 3 cups. Stay stuck in what you've lost, or grab what you still have and move forward. Because moving forward brings you to your destined soulmate relationship. You know, this channel is a lot about sacred soulmate partners. The two of Cups is a soulmate card. You have 2 cups left. You're moving on to the Lovers. A long-term stable marriage out of whatever it is that you have now. I'm going to be so bold as to say, if you're in a marriage right now and you have any inkling that God is calling you out of that marriage, It's for this purpose. There's somebody else. And I know how hard that is. I'm not flippant about that, and I don't say that lightly. I left a marriage not for somebody else, but for mental health reasons, really, for my children. And it's hard. It's hard to leave a marriage. It's one of the hardest things I've ever done. But I would not be here today in my dream life had I not done it. Things didn't go well for him, but you know what? I'm not responsible for his choices. You're not responsible for your partner's choices if they've stopped giving to you. There is somebody out there that is meant for you. So I just want to put that out there as an encouragement with the Four of Wands in here. This is a stable, long-term relationship, marriage, and then you go on a journey together, the two of you, and you become the Empress. This is you, fully actualized, fully in your gifts, fully in your destiny, fully in your life. This is you, the balanced energy of all four queens. That's nurturing, truth, love, and passion. I'm going to put these cards back in here for actually doing the clarifying on the reading that we were in. But yeah, this is a weird little reading, I'll admit. Lots of little messages coming out. And given that this is a tiny baby channel right now, if you have found this video, I truly believe you found it for a reason, and that these messages are coming through for people very specifically today. So bear with the messages that are not for you, because they're helping someone else. And the ones that do resonate with you, pay extra attention to them. Take them to your guides. Take them into meditation. And ask God what you're to do. Because at the end of the day, what I've learned the most over the course of my life is that, God doesn't take no forever, and you don't want him to force a tower on you. We've got the Death card here. This is clarifying the transformation. You are at that crossroads is a pinnacle of transformation. It was a dead tree, but there were a couple of butterflies. It was a Death card. I'm going to clarify this. I'm going to say that the Knight of Pentacles was crossing the Page of Cups. And on that, the Page of Cups is usually like an offer. It's usually a romantic offer. It's usually youthful. This card in particular, often the way it's drawn in this deck reminds me, actually, when I first see it, I often think I've pulled the Ace of Cups. So it's a very similar energy to a new beginning, emotional new beginning. And it's crossed by the Knight of Pentacles, which is a very slow, methodical knight. But it's pentacle based. So it's like, this is okay. I just heard one of my guides very clearly. It's like, if you'll put your emotional stability and well-being in the front, God's going to take care of your pentacles. It's going to take care of your physical stability. Put your emotional well-being at the front of the cart and let God handle this. This is because this card with the bees, this is nature. This is God. This is the universe doing its thing. You don't need to do anything about it. God's going to take care of your physical stability, your needs. If you're in a marriage and you need to leave a marriage, but you think, oh, I can't because I can't support myself. Obviously there's, logistics that have to be worked out, but this card is telling me that the universe is planning to meet all your needs if you'll just get in alignment and put your emotional health and well-being at the front. And with that being said, of course, I do feel like I need to disclaimer this with, of course, this is tarot. It's meant for entertainment purposes. It's not legal, medical, or financial advice. All of those things. But I trust y'all to be smart. Especially since it's a baby channel right now. If we had tens of thousands of people, then I'm sure we would get some people in here that, don't use the tarot properly. But I trust you. Okay. I'm going to clarify, and I don't usually look at the bottom energy on the clarifying card, but what we've got here is a Nine of Swords. This is a situation that has you stressed. Up at night, stressed and worried. I saw this the last time I pulled the Nine of Swords. This is spirit coming in on this deck and holding back all of this stuff, all of these fears. That's the thing. At the end of the day, whatever is going on in your life, you have to remember that there's a plan. There's a divine plan, and the universe has your back, and you're not going under. There's your Ace of Pentacles. There's your new start, your new beginning. There's your Six of Wands, your victory card again. So whatever's going on in your life right now, that dead tree, Once you get past that, there the Four of Wands has come back. Although it wanted to come up. Here's the thing, it wanted to come out reversed. Okay, and this brings me back to that whole something that you've viewed as stable has ended, and you need to leave it so that you can find true stability. I'm going to shuffle these. These cards are feeling a little bit antsy, if that makes sense. Sorry, I'm not usually quiet when I shuffle. I'm just really looking at the cards. What is this on top of? This is our Ace of Swords. This is truth. This card, your truth is going to turn this around for you. And I get it. I sound like a broken record on your truth, but it's true. It's the most important thing is you've got to know who you are. You've got to get really deeply aligned and in touch with your connection to the universe so that you know who you are, why you're here, and where you're supposed to go. That is possible and does happen, and it takes work. God just backed me up on what I said. There's your High Priestess. You've got to get aligned with your truth, and that's going to turn this card, this card that was stable, that isn't stable, that needs to be stable again, or that stability needs to come into your life again. That you've got to get deep with yourself. That's going to be your answer. And really, I mean, that's always the answer when you're you're at that tree, you're at that fork in the road. This is always the best answer for that. Go inside, use your intuition. The High Priestess is also an emotional card. Usually she's shown in a picture, coming out of the water. So I really feel like whatever's going on here in your life, it's an emotional transformation. It's an emotional decision. I really do feel, even before we got the 2 5s of cups, I really have felt like this is about making decisions. This is about seeing properly what your decisions are. And this 5 of cups being reversed, I just heard one of my guides say the reason they had me leave it that way is because you're not doing this. You need to look at your cups. You need to look at what has fallen over and what is still standing. And it is okay to say, these cups have fallen over, I'm going to release them. It is okay to do that. On top of the Queen of Swords, the Queen of Swords, she knows the truth, she speaks the truth, and she takes action. But that can cost us, especially, empaths and emotional beings, because especially if we are cutting out people or taking steps away from jobs or whatever it is, there's an emotional cost to those of us that are empaths and very sensitive. So this is a reminder that get your bravery, do the things you need to do, figure out who you are, where you need to go, take the steps, be bold, be brave, all of that stuff. But then heal. Take your time to rest and heal. This card doesn't have to mean like 6 months. It could mean an hour. Go to the spa. But be patient with yourself. We got Temperance sitting right there. Okay, sent it 7 of Pentacles. Okay, that was the Page of Cups, the Knight of Pentacles with the 7 of Pentacles on top. And, the Devil. All right. We're not clarifying the Death card. The Death card is, we are. This is all clarifying the Death card. Okay, gosh, don't you all know how I love it when the Devil shows up in a reading? And he hasn't shown up for a long time, actually, so I think that's been really great. The Devil, to me, always shows up when there's some kind of lower vibration stuck to you. That's how I often see the Devil card. It's stuck to you like the glitter is stuck in his hair. Now, granted, I find him to be kind of a sexy devil, but that, aside, regardless, the gold glitter guy, in his hair, all sexy with his shirt off there, also is the master puppeteer here. He's got this poor person down here, they've got their hands on their head, covering their ears. They're very stressed. They're in a very low vibe. And this guy is puppeting all of that. It doesn't necessarily have to mean that's consciously going on. This kind of draws me back to like what I was talking about with your job. Your job could be the devil energy in your life right now. Or that relationship could be the devil energy in your life right now. It's something that's not supposed to be there. and is. I'll draw another couple cards on that one in just a second. Seven of Pentacles, though, is this is a card about doing the work, because when you do the work, you don't always see it on the top, but the roots are growing massively below. I feel like 2022 is a representation of this card, because we've been doing the work, or hopefully you've been doing the work, especially the last few years. Honestly, you go back to 2012. I think that's when a lot of us really awakened to this truth and these missions. 2012, the Mayan calendar thing, they weren't wrong. It was the end of one era and the beginning of a new era. People took that so literally that, oh, the world's ending. No, the world wasn't ending. The era was ending. And a lot of us have been on that train since then. I know I was. It was like 2011 started it for me, and then 2012 kind of clinched it for me. And we've been doing this work for a long time now. 2016 I became aware of this shift. I worked for 4 years to get as many people prepared for this shift as possible, and prepare myself and keep my family safe. We've been doing all of this work, and there hasn't been a lot of proof on the surface, but I believe that that's getting ready to change. My only concern here, of course, is the devil energy. So let's ask how we get rid of the devil energy, or what it is. Okay, we got the Fool reversed. The devil energy is being generated by you refusing to take a new journey. I mean, there's no... I just saw the King of Wands too in the deck, which ordinarily, I really like this king. I love him with the lion got his back. But when I pulled that, all I felt off of this was stubbornness. It's like the Fool is crossing the devil, and the King of Wands is crossing the Fool. There's stubbornness going on, that you're refusing to step out. You're refusing to step away from that dead tree. And that's not judgy. I'm not trying to be harsh. Everything I say and do here is said and done in love. I send you great love and great respect, because if you're even here trying to figure out your life, you're in the top percentile, because most people are just trying to survive it. You're here trying to ride the wave, get on top of it, learn how to surf it. But there is death, there is transformation here. This isn't something to fear. You have to look at this card this way. This death is a good thing. It's transformation. Things die, new things are born. I just got the image in my head of, you bury the bodies and plant a tree on top, and the tree is very nourished from the dead bodies underneath. In fact, I think I saw a murder mystery once when they did that. That's how they found all the bodies, because the trees were growing really well. Anyway, not the point. The point is, death is a good thing. It can be a really good thing, and is better than the Tower, which we saw earlier. Honestly, the Tower is, the tumult. It's the cause of the death. But once you get to the Death card, all of that is usually over. And it's just about, being the phoenix and rising again into what you're supposed to be, into your new life. So I like to draw 500 cards. I really, really do. But we've already been going on for a while, and I don't want to hijack your whole day. So let's just go over what we have here and what we've, talked about the whole time. Take a moment and sit down with your life and take a real look at it. Really bring out your truth. Really look, use your intuition, look past the surface. What is going on in your life right now? What has you stuck? What has you at that tree waiting to make a decision? You've waited so long, the tree has died. What are your 5 cups? What is going on for you with the 5 of cups? Okay, the guides just told me actually to draw another card. So hold on. What is going on for you, though, with the 5 of cups? What are your 3 cups? What are your 2 cups? Oh, and okay, well, that one just flew off the deck, so we'll take that. King of Pentacles. Oh, I see what they're doing. They're wanting to pull the whole message together. All right, so look at the 5 of cups. Like I said, what are your 3 cups? What are your 2 cups? Look at the relationships in your life. Look at the work in your life. Look at where God is pushing you to a new journey, and your stubbornness is causing devil energy to show up in your life, because that devil energy is going to keep you stuck. And honestly, that devil energy will lead you down the other path, and it'll lead you to a tower reversed, and it can be a mess if you don't deal with the devil energy stuff. It can be a real mess. So look at that, and I'm just asking you to be honest. You don't have to tell anybody. You don't even have to do anything. I mean, but the queen does stuff. But be the Queen of Swords. Get into your own head, into your intuition, into your relationship with God, and be really honest. Be really honest. You've got the Moon and the Nine of Cups. Okay. This is really beautiful. Okay, so this is what I'm getting with these cards here. This is a lot to ask of anybody, because no, do you have to do this? No. You can go through your life like most everybody else. Get up in the morning, do your stuff, go to a job you may hate, have your soul drained, come home, watch some TV, argue with your spouse, go to bed. You can do that. Many, many millions of people do that every single day. You will get through life that way. The problem is, if you're here watching this reading, I believe you have destiny. And given the Lover's card earlier, I believe some of you, not all of you, but some of you have a romantic destiny, and that's a beautiful thing. The end of the day, what matters is what's ahead of you. You've got the Nine of Cups, the King of Pentacles here. I'll get to this card in just a minute, okay? King of Pentacles is like the ultimate provider, the security, all the stability, earthly stability in the world. The Nine of Cups is complete emotional fulfillment. So there's a promise here of everything that you probably want in life. Because most of us, isn't that what we want? Happiness and financial stability. In this day and age, in this culture, in this life right now, that tends to be what we all want to go for. Emotional fulfillment, financial stability. Both of these cards are sitting here. They're sitting here around the Moon. The reason that the Moon card is here. I love God and I love tarot. All right, I was just going to tell you this, but I pulled a card, and my guides are like, pull a card instead. The Magician is crossing the Moon. You have the answers. This is Cinderella. I love Cinderella so much. She's my favorite fairy tale. But anyway, not the point. You have the answers. You have the tools. You have everything you need. So stop telling yourself you don't. The stuff that's still in secret is in secret because you haven't earned the right to know the things yet, because you haven't done the moves. So you're going to have to move forward not knowing everything. Things are going to remain hidden. It's not faith if you don't have to move out without knowing everything. And let me just show you one other thing. Under the Magician in this deck, we're back here at the Ace of Swords. And this Ace of Swords in this deck, that's a Gordian knot right there. That's a knot that cannot be undone. You have to take the sword and slice it. At the end of the day, you need to take your truth and slice through your life and be honest and be reborn into who you're really supposed to be. Yes, that's a tall order. Yes, it requires a lot of dedication, a lot of faith, a lot of learning, a lot of action on your part. But it's going to bring you everything you could possibly want. I believe that. That's what I've seen happen in my own life. I'm going to be talking about that more on the channel in the future. Like I said, I've got a bunch of new videos coming up. I'm also going to share my personal story and what I've seen happen in my own life. Take that for what it's worth. Watch where you're stubborn, where you're being stubborn here, because you're creating devil energy in your life and you don't want that. I'm going to shut up now. I'm sending you all so much love and peace on this weekend, or whenever you're seeing this. Discernment for the choices that you need to make, and bravery for the truth that you need to reveal in yourself and step into, so that you can have your victory. I love you all. I will see you guys on the next video.